Welcome to the Journey to Happy podcast, where you get concrete tools for mindset work, my best tips for lowering your anxiety. And you also hear funny and encouraging stories from me and others who have stories to share. Around here, you'll discover the easy way to stop overthinking, to get rid of self doubt, and finally embrace a calmer, more confident you. I am Olga, your host, a former therapist, a life coach, wife, blissfully an IVF mother, and a coffee lover. I'm excited that you tune in today, and I'm honored to be on the journey with you.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Journey to Happy podcast. I'm Olga, your host, and as always, I want to take a moment here to thank you for tuning in. And I can't wait to dive into today's subject. So, today I want to talk about the difference between doing and being. I find I have that come up as a question on a regular basis by my coaching clients. And I have recently started very interesting conversations inside becoming the CEO of your own life with these ladies about embracing, embodying, and becoming the woman they want to be by not so much doing the things that the woman they want to be does, but by believing the things that the woman that they want to be believes. And I absolutely feel so passionate about this conversation. I wanted to bring it up to you guys and have the conversation here too. I promise you right now that this is a an episode that you are gonna wanna save to listen to over and over again. Okay, at least that's how I feel about the information I'm about to give you. And I know that if you are diligent and implement, if you don't just listen to this episode and keep going about your life, but actually stop and do the things that I'm going to tell you to do, and then review it on a regular basis, I promise you there is nothing that you want that you cannot have. If you apply these basic principles, you will manifest in a powerful way, and better than manifesting, you will create, build the life or the experience or the relationship or the job or whatever it is that you're working towards, all by the power of your beliefs. So, why do people ask me, Olga, what do you mean about I should do less and just be more? Honestly, I understand why that sounds like gibberish to some, and it might be hard to comprehend because we as a community, as a society, live in a world where we highly reward results based on what we do. I don't care what you believe, as long as at the end of the day, you can show me all the work you've done, we're good. And so we have become very much motivated to produce and less mindful about what goes on in our mind as we're engaging in this sort of production. In my experience, working with a lot of type A personalities and overachievers, when you operate from a place of just doing, there is always a lingering sensation of not enoughness. There is always a lingering sensation of what's next? This thing I thought would be amazing is not enough. And there is some level of disappointment in that experience. So it's not surprising that my clients have heard me say, as I coach them, to do less and to be more. And it always sends them off to such a difficult place because they're doers. I coach primarily women who are doers, which is why I love coaching them, because they go and they do the homework and they come back and they're excited because they've done the homework. However, there is a big difference between doing and believing. And if we're not operating on the right beliefs, we are limiting our production and our results. Now, throughout the episode, I'm going to talk about results. I want you to think of results as the outcome, as the place where you would like to be, the destination. Now, you might be working through something emotionally or professionally or personal. What I'm about to tell you, you can utilize sincerely in any aspect of your life, and it's going to yield results if you do it, if you follow this advice. How do I know that? Because I do it. And I am a huge believer on the subject, on the I want to say subject, but on the ideology, the philosophy, the strategy that I'm about to do to explain to you. And I do it for myself, and I have coached so many people on it. And essentially, is this concept that motivated me to create the program, the 12-week group coaching program, Reset the Mindset, which in a short period of time, with one goal, will get you to sort of experience the power of changing and focusing on new beliefs versus staying with the old ones that limit you. And this, of course, is something that we dive even at a much deeper level with in my 12-month program, Becoming the CEO of Your Own Life. Those ladies are mastering this concept as we speak. And it's just so much fun to see. They're calling me and telling me, Olga, remember how I said I wanted a pool? Pool is in. Remember how I said I wanted to have a a raise, a job that allowed me to have flexibility, and that I wanted to make $100,000 this year. Well, I've made mark, and we're only halfway through the year. It has been fun. It has been so much fun. Somebody called me and said, I said I wanted a property out in the country, and I swear to God, a few days later, that shows up and it's available. And then I said I'd love to work with this woman, and that woman reaches out of nowhere to me to say, Hey, I've got this job offer for you. Just think about it. So we're celebrating right now because this is a new world for them that they're tapping into, where they're recognizing that although we're not our thoughts, our results come from what we think. And what we think forms our beliefs, the rules by which we live by. So this work is very important. Now, for my anxious listeners, I don't want you to think, oh my God, that means that everything I think comes through reality. No, that simply means that if you are constantly having limiting beliefs, that you will feel limited in your capacity to manifest and to be the person that you want to be. As somebody who has had a lot of anxiety in my life, I've used these same tools to cope with my anxieties. And trust me when I say that it works. It works. It's fun. It gives your mind purpose and something to think about. And what you're thinking about is not what you're afraid of or what makes you anxious, but it is the opposite. It makes you think about the person that you want to be, should you not have anxiety. Okay, so let me just really dive in. I wanted to give you some context and background so that you get to get excited as I am about this subject, because it's important. And once again, it does not matter what you are doing if you're not holding the right beliefs, that doing will get you nowhere different than where you already are. So, first concept is we are not our thoughts, but our thoughts form our beliefs. And we 100% behave, action, in accordance to what we believe. Makes sense, right? So if I believe that praying in the mornings and at night makes me, I don't know, a better human, I will hold that belief and a whole series of thoughts that solidify that belief. And therefore, my behavior might be that I pray morning and night. If I hold a belief that says that I am not good enough, and based on that belief, my to do list becomes massively long. I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to try to look perfect. I'm going to go to take a master's degree and then another master's degree to finally become educated. I am going to do all things for my partner to finally get recognized as a good wife. I am going to do all things for everyone and never disagree so that they like me. You see where I'm going with this? When you hold the beliefs that limit you, that go against who you want to be, who does not make you happy, you will have a series of behaviors that support that belief. Many of my clients are obsessed with doing, obsessed. So on a session with me, they will jump and they will say, okay, so step one, step two, what do I do? Olga, I meditated, checked. I exercised, checked. I took my vitamins, checked. What else do I need to do? What do I need to do? They would, if they could, many of my clients, if they could have a session for every possible life scenario that they will want to know exactly point A to point Z, what they needed to do step by step, they would. And I can almost feel and hear the deep inhale of like, what do you mean just be, do less? Do you know how against my nature that is? And I laugh because I know how against my nature that was. But I'm not here to coach you to do easy things. I'm here to coach you to do powerful things. And so what I get my clients to do is to be less obsessive, almost entirely forget about their to-do list. And I'm not saying that we become unproductive, we still do. But I want them to focus more on their beliefs. What do they believe about themselves on a regular daily basis in the different aspects of their lives? That's far more powerful work than changing or adding to your to do list. So, for example, a client who has a lot of stress, who has really high standards on herself and the work she does, and she's coming to me, she's feeling highly stressed out and completely off balance. Like life and personal life and work seem to have become one, and she's working nonstop and still extremely preoccupied with making mistakes at work and just being a perfectionist to the best of her ability and carrying a heck of a lot of stress in on her shoulders, and maybe her relationships are being impacted by her high levels of stress and little time to be around them. So let's say that that's the case. This woman will come to see me and she will be the perfect candidate that will be saying to me, tell me, what do I need to do? What am I not doing? Everybody thinks they're doing something wrong. Like they're just not doing enough. Like they're missing one step somehow, somewhere that will come and just change their life positively. And it's true, they're missing something. They're missing the stopping and being and noticing their beliefs. How are they operating? Why are they cleaning their house intensively, nonstop? What is the belief behind the action? Why is this client overworking herself to the cost of her well-being? What does she need to believe in order for those behaviors to stop? What beliefs she's holding right now that is making her behave in ways that are costing her her happiness? And what will she need to believe in to release herself from those behaviors? So the easiest way to go about it is for this woman who was really stressed out that is coming to see me. I will be asking her, who would you like to be if you were not this very stressed out woman whose life is completely off balance because she decided that she needed to be perfect and could make mistakes. And as a result, she's spending all of her time working and deteriorating her personal relationships and her health. Who would you want to be if you were not that human? So let's say that she tells me, well, I would like to be balanced and calm, and I would like to have strong work ethic, but that doesn't overwhelm and takes over my life. Well, It might be easiest for this woman who's being coached by me, and this is I'm making this up, but this is an area that I would definitely see. I will be asking her to not focus on what to do and not to do. I will be asking her to focus on what she wants to believe. So I will be saying, now that you know who you want to be a calm, balanced person who knows boundaries between work and family and who's applying them and who's okay making mistakes. She's clear on that. Then I'll ask her what beliefs most you hold and repeat to yourself. So we're going to scratch the to do list. And instead, every week, every day, you're going to write down what do I need to believe today in order to be more balanced and stress free and prioritize and have boundaries, and write them down. And don't go crazy with 10 beliefs a day. Three will do. Three beliefs, it's all you need. What beliefs do I need to have today? And based on the like, and so when I ask myself in the morning, what would I need to believe today in order to have an anxiety free day, in order to have fun, even though my day is full of obstacles? What do I need to believe? And then I write down those three beliefs. And throughout the day, I come back to those beliefs and I repeat them like they are my full time job. And then you review this the end of the day. How did I do on my new beliefs? What tells me that these beliefs became something that I actually that they worked? What tells me that these beliefs are actually being integrated into my psychic, into my consciousness? And they might feel weird at first. You're saying, like, I'm healthy when you're feeling sick, for example. And that's a belief that you might have to hold to become the woman who's already healthy. Or I am calm when you're full of anxiety, but that's who you want to be. So you would think that the belief that that woman who is calm needs to have about herself is that she is, in fact, calm. You can review your beliefs at the end of the week, at the end of the month, and then you can take action. Then you can say, okay, if I need to, and I want to believe that I am calm, that I'm balanced, what actions will the woman who's already balanced and calm be taking today or this week or on a busy day? And so you see, it's not a lack of doing. You will still be doing, but you're going to be doing from a different perspective from what we're asking to yourself. How will the woman who is already who I want to be behaving? So, for example, that you want to be rich, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to be rich. And but right now you feel that you're broke. You want to believe. What beliefs do you need to have about your financial future that you can still start cultivating today? And what will tell you that you're there? And how will this woman who's rich behave? You guys, you can apply this with anxiety. You all know what you're anxious about. So, how would you like to feel inside? And what kind of beliefs will hold and support feeling that way? Because if you're anxious today, it's because you hold certain beliefs that support anxiety. So let's say that you have health anxiety. You gotta have hold beliefs that say that you are healthy, that you can trust doctors, that when the time comes that you need to seek medical attention, you will know that you don't have to be actively seeking medical help every single time. Right? So you can hold beliefs that will take you one step closer to becoming that woman. I want you to focus on believing. And then the to-do list comes second. There's another episode where I talk about limiting beliefs. If you haven't heard it, go back to that one. Or simply join me in Reset the Mindset, because what we will do is uncover your limiting beliefs about the one goal that you want to accomplish throughout those 12 weeks. And then I will help you reframe and create new beliefs by creating this new identity you want to have, which, by the way, is already in you. You want to be that person because you are that person, but you've got a whole bunch of limiting beliefs that separate you from your identity. If you want to be confident, know and trust that you are already confident.
Hi, friends. I'm interrupting you to personally invite you to join my new Reset Your Mindset 12-week coaching program. It is 12-week to go from fear to courage and finally to take inspired action. We see the world as we are, not as it is. Let that sink in. Working on having a complete mindset reset can help you see things differently, to see things as they really are and not as your mental drama tells you they are. Raise your hand if time after time you have found your mental drama taking over you, your peacefulness with worry, with limiting beliefs, with unexplained fears that keep you not just from your full potential, but also from being genuinely happy. So I don't know you, but I believe life is too short to not be happy. And that's why I've created a 12-week program that can help you learn all the tools to properly learn how to reset your mindset, to go from all those things, that thoughts that make you live life in fear, to feeling courageous, to having mental clarity, to walking away from feeling blocked to being happy and confident. So imagine you're feeling confident in your ability to do things that used to keep you paralyzed in fear. Imagine you trust your inner voice because it is confident instead of full of anxiety. Imagine you're 100% in control over your emotions and thoughts. You have now unlocked your motivation to get things done for real. Your thoughts finally match your dreams and aspirations, not your fears and what ifs. If you are feeling this is a calling for you, if you want to try life coaching for a short period of time with an investment of $1,200 for the 3 months, you get weekly calls with me, you get weekly mindset videos. We start September 13th and we go all the way to mid December. Sign up and let's finish this year strong. The application link is in the show notes, so head over there, apply, and let's see if you're a good match and get you into this program.
How and what beliefs we hold belongs to us. We decide. It's true that many of our beliefs today come from society, come from our parents, come from religion, but you are a grown woman or man, and you get to decide whether or not what you believe on is helping you or is blocking you. And if you discover your own beliefs are blocking you, this is the chance to do this work, my friends, every day. Okay, do me a favor and try this for a full week. Scratch for a week, and just a week, scratch your to do list and get clear on who you would like to be, how would you like to feel, and write down 3 beliefs that for this week you want to work at. Just really believing that I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am capable of making mistakes and not dying, not being rejected. I am liked. Everybody wants to work with me. There is a man waiting to fall in love with me and accept me exactly the way I am. Love is accessible to me. I can become my own boss and be incredibly successful at it. I don't know what you're working on. I don't know what you need to believe in. But I want you to think about that. I want you to think about what beliefs you need to hold and have and get deeply ingrained in your brain so that your behaviors begin to represent that and not your fears. See, most times we jump into doing because we're afraid. We don't even want a moment of silence. We just want to do. Because if we're doing, supposedly we're being productive. And if we're being productive, supposedly we're being successful. How many people do you know that do so much and they have nothing to show, even if they have results? They have nothing to show when it comes to their personal, professional. How many people you know that work super hard and make no money, make no advancements in their career because they're operating out of doing, out of fear, and not out of being, out of connecting and being in alignment with who they truly are authentically. Now, you can think this is crazy talk, or you can put it to test. And if you put it to test, I absolutely want to know what happens. So get back and touch base with me and tell me if this worked. Consistency is key here. No, not to do this week, just creating beliefs. And how you know if you're successful? You're making progress, you're seeing results. You will be feeling on top of your game, you're motivated. It is the most fun you will have working at your self development. It's like finally nobody else's standards matter but your own. You're choosing what you believe in. You're choosing what progress and productivity actually means. And you're going to notice that it does not mean doing, but believing. This is what we all need a coach from time to time. Our coaches, their job is to believe on our behalf what we yet don't have the ability to believe. And if you're anything like me, when I have amazing things happening in my life, I need to let that sink in and kind of let my vibrational energy match it up because I call that in my life and whoa, it feels amazing. And now I have to match it, kind of like let it synchronize. Are you open and willing to let new powerful beliefs come into your life? Do you want to manifest? Are you ready to call into your life what you truly, really want? Whether that's age old with your husband, have another child, have a child, bring a lot of money home, being highly successful at work, being a loving, healthy, long lasting relationship, falling in love, letting go of perfectionism, being confident. You choose. You choose and you know what you want. Now, what do you need to believe in order to be that person? I hope you enjoyed this podcast. As you can tell, I'm highly passionate about it. Try it for a week. Tell me how it is. I want to see the results. I want to hear the results. I've seen this time after time, as I was telling you earlier. My CEO ladies are manifesting queens right now. There's so much happening into their lives. They just can't believe that they have found so much power in creating and repeating these beliefs and in measuring their progress based on how much these beliefs have sunk into their psychic. I hope this makes sense to you. If you've got questions, if you know of somebody who needs to listen to this podcast, share it with them. And if you want to follow me more closely, come over to Instagram at Olga's that way. And or if you're a fertility seeker, come over to fertility that seeker on Instagram as well, where I actually show up on a regular basis, guys, to give mini trainings and to give you some inspiration. Otherwise, hang in here, subscribe to my podcast, and I truly hope to see you soon again. Bye for now.